Hey everybody, so as you can see here, I'm back in the garage, I'm off the water, I'm back from the fourth stop for the Solo Pro Series and getting ready for my next tournament. Working on the video, it's gonna come out soon, but really wanted to take this time and talk to you about what I learned on Stockton, give you some tips, tricks, and ideas on what I used, what I did, and hopefully educate you not only on the pattern and on the baits, but also maybe teach you a little something about Stockton Lake. So, as you'll see in the video that I produced after all this, I didn't have any footage of practice. Practice was basically all day Saturday from about 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And here's what I found out. Water is extremely clear. For whatever reason, Stockton, the water's 2 foot high and it's really, really clear. When I say really clear, it's about 10 to 15 foot visibility. So as I started Saturday morning, I thought topwater was going to be the deal. I couldn't get a whole lot on topwater. Not a whole lot of wind, no clouds, bluebird skies, kind of tough conditions. I threw chatterbait, spinnerbait, jig, topwater, crankbait. Really none of that worked for me. The education that I've done online, I immediately thought I need to go very simple, small, subtle baits. And I picked up 2 baits, and those 2 baits is basically what carried me through tournament day on Sunday and helped me get almost a 10-pound 5-fish limit on Sunday on Stockton. So the first bait of choice was a tube. I was using a Bass Pro Tournament Series. The color just happened to be watermelon green blue flake. Nothing too big, but very natural color. Very subtle presentation. I'll pull one out for you here just so you can see it. Okay, as the day progressed, these things just got destroyed. For whatever reason on Saturday, I would catch a large number of fish, but I wouldn't catch the quality. Let me go through some of the trash here. Here we go. You can see how this thing just got destroyed. All right, that's 1 day of use, and just the color changes between the two is pretty incredible. And all I do with it, I'll take this used one as an example. I just got a standard Bass Pro tube jig head, wet the top, stick it in, jam it in, and pop it out. It's very, very simple. The unfortunate side with this bait, it can get hung up quite a bit. Stockton doesn't have a whole lot of chunk rock that you can get snagged in. I was fishing more big boulders than anything, and I was catching a good mixture of fish. Smallmouth, largemouth, and spotted bass mixed in. That was my presentation on Saturday. I tried it a little bit Sunday morning. I pulled up to my first spot and tried topwater. It really wasn't working. So immediately, for whatever reason, I started to go towards a wacky rig. That was the second bait I chose to use. This is just a standard Bass Pro Cinco, green pumpkin, nothing special to it. I would put an O-ring on it, okay, just to make sure that this worm would last me throughout the day in most cases. And all you need is this little tool. As a Bass Pro, I don't even know what they call it. You take your worm, put it in here, slide these rings down, and it pops right over the tube, and it works incredible. I started out Sunday throwing this, and I never put it down. Initially, I had it weightless, and it worked very well for water between 1 foot to about 5 feet. In some of the videos that you'll see, it was a struggle for me to get anything deeper than 5 foot, so I added a little weight to it. This is just a little, where am I, over here? Little nail weight, nothing special to it. I think it's like a 132, and all I do is take it, shove it in the head, make sure I get it straight, and that's my presentation, okay? You can double hook it, you can standard hook it, you can just loop it through the plastic, whatever you want to do, but this really helped me get to that 8, 10, almost 12 foot fish. There's actually one spot in my video that you see me spot a fish 10 feet down, drop this, let it sink all the way to the bottom, and catch that fish. That weight changes the action slightly. Without the weight, it just does a standard wacky wig like so. But once you add the weight, it drops that nose straight down, and it not just pendulums, but it makes it wiggle out of that middle. So as I move that bait, it's almost doing a vertical wacky rig. So it would pivot like that along the water. That really helped me get some good bites. Sunday I got a lot of bites. I caught a lot of fish. I probably had 10 to 15 keepers throughout the day, and it worked out very, very well for me. The only thing left at the end of the day that I probably should have done, I found some boat ramps that were very plentiful. I used my Lowrance graphs to locate these fish. But what I would do was pull up to the boat ramp, and I would pull out a football jig. And these are just your standard B&M football jigs, okay? And put them with a twin grub trailer, crawdad trailer, a J-bug, whatever it may be, and I'd throw it and try to fish within 15 to 25 foot. I should have done that. I had my limit at about 7 a.m. and I should have just went and fished boat ramps the rest of the day and fished for deep, bigger fish. I just thought that pattern was going to work for me, doing the wacky rig catching numbers and then culling up at piece by piece. But 2 o'clock, I found a boat ramp, grabbed a jig, and started catching fish. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough to get the weight that I needed, but it did place me in the top 20. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty excited. But lesson learned out of the whole weekend for me was, as soon as I have 5, I need to go for big fish. I need to throw a football jig, swim bait, big worm, and go fish deep to try to catch a bigger fish. For you, if you're fishing Table Rock or Stockton or Pomme de Terre and you've got really clear water, look for those natural colors, your green pumpkin, your watermelon, anything that looks very natural in the water, more so translucent than anything as well. That'll really help you catch more numbers. Also, downsizing is going to help you quite a bit. Stockton's a great lake. I've caught 5-pounders, 6-pounders, and I've seen bigger fish caught out of there. It's just you having to adapt to the conditions, and right now the water's clear. It's about 80 degrees, so it's fairly warm, and those fish were, post-frontal conditions, bluebird skies, didn't really want to bite, so you just have to simplify it to make sure that you're giving them something that suits their taste at that moment. That's my tips. Those are my lessons learned from what I experienced on Stockton. I hope this helps you. If you guys have questions, comment below. By all means, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button over here. If you're curious about where I was fishing, where exactly I was fishing, how my boat was set up, different questions like that, comment below and I'd be happy to answer. So until next time, everybody, good luck, good fishing. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you soon.